Hello everyone, and welcome to Torah for Women's Mountain Moments. I'm Judith Garten, and welcome to our return to the prayer journaling experiences. I wanted to stop in today and restart the prayer journaling lessons because I stopped a while ago with the lessons and with recording in my own journal. I very much want to finish up the series though. So we will be working on that. I've recently recorded 2 brand new episodes. I have to edit those and adjust the lighting because I was experimenting with that. But before we begin with those messages, I wanted to share with you a little something. I want to say a little bit about those slow times or dead times that we each experience. You know, early on, a number of sisters asked me, how do you stay consistent? How do you constantly journal? How do you do it? Well, I don't. Truth be told, I have had highs and lows just like everybody does. We all do. In fact, I had been journaling consistently or fairly consistently with only like a day or 2 off here or there for 5 or 6 years. And then suddenly I wasn't. And what happened? Well, life actually happened. In some areas, I misplaced my priorities and I wasn't taking as much time with focused prayer, meditation, and journaling. So that's one thing I did against myself. In other areas, I was taking focused prayer time but didn't feel impressed to write anything down or didn't bother. Because you know what I kept telling myself? Don't worry about it. I'll remember it later and I'll write it down before I go to bed. And Swiss cheese brain, everything went out through the holes. I did not write it down. I tried to rely on my memory and my memory has failed me. I also in the middle of the night stopped carrying my magic red bag with me, which I forgot to bring with me here, and put it next to the bed. I got inspirational stuff in the middle of the night, and sometimes I would instead, because I didn't bring it, I would take this and I would put it on my cell phone in the notes section because I at least had to do something. That's what happened. But I was also getting discouraged with ministry. Things weren't going quite the way I wanted to, and with some things that have happened in life and getting negative. And did I record that stuff? Yeah, I did. A lot of it, and some of it's not very nice and pleasant. There's a lot I should have left unsaid, but I didn't. It's still there. And this brings me to when I've talked to other sisters in faith who have said, well, I'm just going to throw those parts out. I'm just going to rip out the bad stuff and put it through the paper shredder, use it for fire fodder, whatever. Don't. Okay? You might need that negative stuff one day to realize where you've been, but how far you've come. And that's important. Don't throw away your unhappy journals. Don't burn them. Don't shred them. Hide them in the box on the top of a shelf. Sure. Because you might need them someday. Now, what I do pray to do for myself one day is to take the journals. Now this is my old one. This one is full. I have my other one that is not even 1/3 of the way used. And take my journal and go through and write in the margins or make new entries and cover those things that were negative or trying or challenging in life. And when I go through those, I want to move forward and record what I did, where I've come from, and how far I've come. I want to write in the margins, especially. You know, when someone reads those things in the future, even myself, I want to know what changed. I can't leave that blank. I also hope to leave messages for my posterity to tell them how I've overcome things. And most of that struggle was overcome through 2 precious things, prayer and praise. And honestly, that's it. Those are the things we need to do because God will take care of the rest. Those are the keys, and we need to rely on those. There have been times in the last 12 years where I have felt alone, and I'm not. And I recorded some of those things down. I was never alone. God was always there for me at every turn, guiding me, directing me, and doing his best to undo anything I or we did or allowed in life. He does that for us. You know, there's this song I listen to. It's by Jason Crabb. It's Good Morning Mercy. You can pull that up on YouTube and play it. It's just an amazing song. It's very upbeat. There's a line in the very beginning, and it says, "While I was sleeping, Lord, you were working on the mess I made like only I can do." Goodness, sometimes isn't that what we do? Isn't that life in general? Some days, some weeks, some months. Well, that is what Abba did for us all along the way. When he guided us to try and make certain decisions and we didn't go that direction, we felt it was better to go another way. He made sure all things worked together for our good. And I've had personal, individual experiences like that as well. So what do you do if you stop writing things down because God's dealing with a mess that you made like only you could do? Don't throw them away. Back behind me yes, I touched the right cubby. This cubby, I have all my journals, positive and negative, and I have them there, and I'm not going to throw them away, although there has been temptation to do so. Even for me, I put them away, and I keep them there in order of year. If I feel prompted to, I might put them in a box in the closet one day, who knows. But I'm not going to throw them away. There are lessons in there that I need to learn from, need to recognize and accept, and things that I faced, and I might face similar circumstances again in the future. There might also be lessons that might stop me from doing the same things in the future. For me, I put my journal in my little red velvet bag, and I actually just set it by the foot of my desk where I see it all the time. I need to start moving it into the bedroom when I go to bed and stop relying on this little gadget all the time and start writing in this little gadget more often, although the newer one. I'll get inspiration in the middle of the night, and instead of recording here, I've been recording here on notes, and this is silly. I can testify to the fact that everything on this one day will disappear. You know how I know that? This is a new one I had to get back in the fall because the old one went kaplooey. It just quit, didn't work anymore, it just was not functioning. So I had to go with a new one. Everything I had on the old one, I saved pictures, but a lot of the stuff I could not transfer to the new phone or to a file on the computer. Write it down. Now with my new journal, what I haven't done is write consistently like I need to. I've only been writing down big things. Like in the fall, we had some experiences. Well, actually starting in 2022, Jim's mom was diagnosed with cancer, perfectly healed, had her surgery, and everything is good. Then his stepdad had some issues, medical issues. We're still praying on those. We've seen his dad be diagnosed with dementia, so we're working on prayers through that as well. And we had to handle some situations there. And then our 20-month-old grandson was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. But don't feel pity, don't feel sorry, and don't feel sorrow. Don't mourn, because that little guy is experiencing healing, and his pancreas started working. Maybe it's not working all the time, maybe it's not working perfectly, but God worked on it, and we know that our little guy can be healed. These things are the things I've been writing down, but I've forgotten to write down the inspirations and the blessings all the time. And I need to start recording the positive things again. I need to start writing down when the Holy Spirit gives me the word I need to say to someone, to the ministry, whatever. I need to start writing those things down again. I also need to go through each and every one of these pages, and as I work my way through the journals and any negative situations, write in the margins, write new notes, whatever, so that as they get read in the future by myself or others, we know how to handle, I know how to handle. You know, someday somebody in your family, your friends, whatever, may read your journals. You don't want it to just be a pity party. You want there to be answers contained within. So I hope that you will take the time to do that. And remember, don't give up hope on your journaling. Don't give up hope on your life, yourself, or what you're going through, especially those important messages from God. You know, one day you're going to need to rely on these things so that you don't repeat things, just like I will. Now, I hope this helps you in understanding where I've been on the topic of prayer journaling and why I've been away so long. And I hope this helps you understand what you can do and how you may have also experienced similar things. Now let's focus again on returning to building our armor that full armor of God that we each need to greatly rely on and utilize in these weird days that we are now experiencing. I hope this has helped. Blessings and shalom.